Hey guys, it's Brittany. I hope you're having an amazing day. Thanks for stopping by to listen to a little bit of what I have to share with you. The reason I'm doing this once again is just because I write a lot of stuff and I think some of it is good. Not all of it, but I think some of it is worth sharing. And the reason I'm sharing is not for my own benefit, but because I believe a lot of what I write comes from God. And I know sometimes that can sound strange to say, but I always pray before I write that whatever he would have me know and understand might be shared. And that is why if there's one grain of goodness in this that impacts you, then that is proven right? So I just want to share with you first the human side of what I wrote and why, and then the spiritual side. So this world, let's just cut to the chase, has a really strong way of making us all feel knocked down, right? It has a way of making us feel like things are impossible. It has a way of making us feel like we're running out of time. It has a way of making us feel like we are constantly at the end of the line, when in reality, things keep moving, right? And so I wanted to share this verse, and this is from Romans 4, chapter 4. So we've probably heard the story in the Bible about Abraham. And what this verse says is, without becoming weak in his faith, Abraham accepted the fact that he was past the time when he could have children, but he kept believing in God's promise. So two parts of this. He accepted the reality, the fact that biologically, he and his wife were just past the time when they should be able to have kids. But spiritually, he kept believing in God's promise that it would come to pass. And so this is so relevant, at least it was for me, and I think for so many of us, and it just shows that God's vision for our lives is so different than ours, and we can get so caught up in our own understanding and our own realities that we forget that that is not the end all be all, right? And so this is what I wrote, and I just wanted to share this with you. The world has a funny way of making things look impossible or not worth fighting for. If we lived our lives solely based on our human perceptions, interpretations of others, and current situations, we might never believe there's more to walk towards. But what I love about this verse is that it shows we can both acknowledge and accept the present reality of our situations while also equally acknowledging and believing that it is not the end game. Where our abilities and understanding end, God's begins. Faith is the guts of the hope that we must have, and without it, it's impossible to see what might be next. Even more so, it's nearly impossible to even have the desire to continue moving towards what's next. And God works sometimes more so in our lives when things are tough and seem impossible. And in the Bible, we are told that faith can grow, and that God is the author and perfecter of this growing faith. So in order to have faith strong enough to acknowledge present limitations while also believing in hope for change, we must learn to grow our faith through deliberate, controlled thought, time in His Word, and calm in storms, even though we will never be perfect at the above. But with the same conviction we accept limitations, we must also learn to stand on God's promises. And so I want to keep this short and sweet. I hope that spoke to you. Just a reminder that whatever limitations you're facing, they're very real. And they may be down to, the matter of fact, the truth. But that does not mean that change is inevitable, or that change will not happen, or that change is not possible. And so just like Abraham, I think sometimes people can get faith twisted, like, oh, we believe in the butterflies and everything, and no. Yeah, maybe, I believe them, I love the butterflies, but there's the reality too, that we can accept what we face here on earth. We can accept that things are not easy. We can accept that there's a good chance that might not happen, but equally we can also say, but by the power of God, by His strength, by His doing, there is a very equally just as good, if not more, chance that things can and will change. And so we can stand on that, we can move forward in that, while also being grateful for wherever we are in the process. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope that encouraged you. If it did, feel free to share with someone else. Have a great day.